So guys, we're good to go now. We've got our diagram, we have all our angles, okay, and then we also have all our sides, okay. So why is this important? Not only are you going to rely on this angle of 40, sometimes you'll find yourself having to reduce with any angle ekhona kule triangle le. Why? Because again, sina wonke amasayidi represented in terms of t. Okay, so let us move on get to 7.1.1. Okay, 7.1.1. Okay, so bafuna bani tan 40. So represent tan 40 in terms of t. That's what they actually looking for. Okay, so sazi ukuthi tan 40. Okay, so by definition tan of this angle 40 ubani y over x, or opposite over adjacent. Okay, so therefore in this case siyazi ukuthi y over x, and then y weight in this case ubani square root of 1 minus t squared all over our x, which is our adjacent side to our angle of 40, and ubani ut respectively. Okay, right, so we're going to move on to 7.1.2. right, cos squared 130. So we're going to be looking at two different methods of doing this one, and then you can always choose the method that suits your needs. Okay, so the first one is siyabona ukuthi 130 can be represented as cos squared of 90 plus 40 degrees. Okay, right, cool. So 90 plus 40 siyambona ukuthi wela kuphi kwi-second quadrant, and cos unjani kwi-second quadrant, negative, right? But since lo cos lo squared, it means lo negative loyo negative is going to be multiplied by negative, sigcine sine n sign enjani a positive. So this is why, as much as the reduction le iya kwi-second quadrant and the cos negative kwi-second quadrant, but because ino squared igcine enjani i positive at the end of the day, right? And then because we reduce again go 90, siyazi ukuthi cos will change to its cofunction abe ubani abe sine squared 40 degrees, right? And siyazi ukuthi ke sine by definition ubani y over r, okay, and then all squared, because the squared is siyabona, and therefore ubani y wethu siyamazi ukuthi square root of 1 minus t squared all over, then r2 ubani 1, and then all this is squared. Okay, then siyakhumbula ukuthi ke mune fraction yakho kanje uno squared ngaphandle, it means lo squared apply ku numerator aphinde lo squared apply kuphi kwi denominator. So square root of 1 minus t squared all squared, it means kuphuma root sign, bese kusala bani 1 minus t squared all over 1 squared 1 vele. Should the final answer lies over bani 1 minus t squared. So this is actually your method number 1. Okay. And then your second method is to actually reducing of 40 but to reducing of 50. Okay, so wona ukuthi ke cos squared loka 130 uyafana nobani no 180 sisusa bani sisusa u50 degrees. Okay, and therefore cos squared 180 minus, so as much as ewela with second quadrant, okay, but because of squared ugcine njani ugcine positive still njoba sichazile earlier on. Okay, so kuzoba positive cos squared 50 degrees, right? So siyazi ithina by definition ukuthi cos ungamdefine as x over r, noma when it comes to your right angle triangle define as adjacent over hypotenuse in relation to the angle yokhuluma ngayo. Okay, so in this case siyabona ukuthi in relation to angle 50 lesikhuluma ngayo la, the side that is adjacent okanye encikene nalo angle leyo bani square root of 1 minus t squared. So therefore la kufanele ukuthi uba nobani ke no square root of 1 minus t squared, okay, all over the hypotenuse, because it's so katoa, so it's adjacent over hypotenuse, which is actually 1, then all this is squared ngoba ucos wethu njani la squared. So therefore siyabona ukuthi siyafana ke nalega sign basically, and the answer yethu lazigcina ubani u1 minus t squared. Okay, so guys, noma iphi method that suits your needs or ibona ukuthi it's easy for you to actually remember and comprehend, you can actually make use of it. So ingakho guys la futhi ke ngiyale ngisho ngithi it's important to have all your angles, okay, because sometimes you can actually reduce using enye ama angles akhona la kwi diagram, and then easily kanjalo you can therefore make use of yona and the respective sides in terms of SOHCAHTOA to actually determine lo abakubuza khona in terms of t. Okay, and then lastly we're going to move on to 7.1.3. okay, should be easy and straightforward. So ucos 220, okay, siyambona la uyafana noba uyafana no 180 degrees, simhlanganisa noba no 40. Okay, then if we can reduce this, siyabona ukuthi 180 plus uwela kiphi quadrant, uwela ku third quadrant. So therefore unjani cos lapho negative, so reduction ya la izothi negative cos 40. Okay, and then thereafter then you can always represent cos 40 in terms of x, y, and r, and therefore uzoba bani negative t over 1, because sisiyamazi cos 40 ku t, so it means negative cos 40 uzoba bani uzoba negative t respectively. Right guys, so we've got our 3 marks. Okay, so after this we're gonna be moving straight to 7.2.